Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you all are doing well. In this video, we'll talk about development banks in India. Whenever we talk about development banks, so these are like the topmost development banks in India are NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, SIDBI, Small Industrial Development Bank of India, EXIM, Export Import Bank, and NHB. So in this particular video, I'll give you an idea about these development banks and their key role and responsibilities. Okay. These are generally known as development financial institutions, or whenever you talk about the development financial institutions, so there are few things which is related to these particular organizations. When we studies the types of bank in India, whenever you identify the difference between commercial bank and development bank, so development banks they have a key focus area. First thing, okay, so every development bank they have a key important area or key focus area. Like for NABARD, it is agriculture and rural development. For NHB, it is housing development. For SIDBI, it is MSMEs, and for EXIM, it is to provide credit to import export houses. Okay, so every development they have a key focus area of the development. Second thing is they do not directly interact with customers. Okay, so as I told you, NABARD, which generally work toward the development of agriculture and rural development. So that means farmers they'll get benefited from NABARD, but they cannot directly interact with the NABARD. Okay, so NABARD or these development bank they have some intermediaries, and with the help of these particular intermediaries, so they generally lend to the target customers. Okay, so let's say government of India or RBI, they generally provide a credit facility or loan to these institutions, amount to these institutions. Then NABARD will provide that particular money to RRBs or other financial institutions. Then RRBs will supply that particular money to the agriculture or farmers or other focus areas. Okay, so they do not have a direct relation with the end user. Okay, and third one is they do not accept any deposit from the customers. Okay, so you cannot open your saving account or current account or any other account with these development bank. Okay, so please do remember this particular differences. Now we will start with first development bank, an apex development bank, and one of the largest development bank in the country, which is NABARD. Okay, so National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. So first thing is the key focus area of NABARD is agriculture and rural development. So it generally work toward the overall development of agriculture and allied areas. Okay, so it was founded in 1982. So when basically we can say when this Beast Development Committee they presented their reports toward the development of Indian economy or the priority sector, especially agriculture and allied activities. So they generally suggested a bank for that particular one or development bank for that particular area. And on the recommendation of Beast Development Committee, Government of India they generally established NABARD on 12 of July 1982. Okay, so it generally provide credit to agriculture and allied activities, or they generally come up with number of schemes which is generally beneficial for agriculture and allied activities. Okay, so NABARD is designated as an apex development bank in the country. So this is one of the largest development bank in India. It was founded on the recommendation of Sri B. Sivaraman Committee, and Government of India owned NABARD by 100%. So the ownership of NABARD that generally belongs to Government of India. Okay, so it was founded on 12 of July 1982, and the headquarter of NABARD is located in Mumbai. So it has so many subsidiaries and associate bodies. So on the with the help of these particular associates and subsidiaries, it generally run its business throughout the country. Okay, and the proper ensuring the proper credit in rural and agriculture areas is the primary objective or motive of this particular institution. So an apex development bank, which is NABARD, and which is known as National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, and the key focus area is agriculture and rural development. Okay, so we did a video on NABARD and PSL where we discussed this particular institution in detail as well. Next one, second organization we have SIDBI, Small Industrial Development Bank of India. So as the name suggests, it generally work toward the small industrial development in India. Okay, or you can say the target area is MSME, micro, small and medium enterprises. Okay, so it generally help or it generally provide the credit facilities to MSMEs, or the research and development to the MSMEs, or like any whatever the financial problem is generally faced by these MSMEs, the solution is generally provided by SIDBI. So government of India, they generally circulate their money to MSMEs with the help of SIDBI. So they generally provide funds to SIDBI, and SIDBI further allocate that particular money, or SIDBI that generally circulate that particular money to the MSMEs with the help of bank and other institutions. Okay, so SIDBI, first one, Small Industrial Development Bank of India. It was established on 2nd of April 1990 under Act of Parliament, and it is a principal financial institution for promoting, financing, and development of micro, small, and medium enterprises sector. Okay, so basically, like as for NABARD, the key focus area was agriculture and rural development. Similarly, if you see India, so nowadays, like NABARD is generally known as an apex development bank in India, but if you see the role and responsibilities of SIDBI, that is similarly important, because nowadays government of India, they generally focusing on made in India concepts or the overall development of these MSMEs, and also that's why it also become very important. It generally play a very important role in Indian economy as well. Okay, if you talk about the headquarter, so it is located in Lucknow, and it was founded on 2nd of April 1990. Okay, the act was passed on 2nd April 1990, and same day we founded the SIDBI as well. Okay, so next one, guys, we have EXIM, as the name state, Export Import Bank. So basically, it provide credit facility to these export import houses. Basically, we can say the primary objective of EXIM is to provide credit facility to export houses. So we will have a fair export or fair balance of trade, and even those who want to sell their product abroad, so they'll have a proper credit facility. So this facility with the help of commercial bank is generally provided by EXIM in India. Okay, so EXIM, it was founded in 1982. So it is a financial institution established on 1st of January 1982 under EXIM Act 1981. EXIM Bank extend line credit to overseas financial institution, regional development banks, sovereign governments, and other entities overseas to enable buyer in those countries to import development and infrastructure project equipments, goods, services from India, or deferred credit terms. So the role and responsibilities of EXIM is, like, let's say the end goal is to encourage the overall export from Indian economy. Okay, so to push the Indian economy's export, so we'll have a fair balance of trade or balance of payment. Okay, so for this particular one, it generally provide credit facility or LOCs, line of credit, to other countries, firms, or other institution or business houses, so they can import things from our country. Okay, so this financing or payments things is, or the insurance to these particular products with the help of DIC, this ECGC is generally done by EXIM. So EXIM headquarter, that is located in Mumbai, Maharashtra. It was founded on 1st of January 1982, and the focus area is to boost the overall export of Indian economy. Last, the final one is NHB, National Housing Bank. So NHB is we can say it is an apex development bank in the field of housing development related projects in India. So nowadays we have number of government schemes toward the housing developments. Okay, So I hope you heard about the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana and even the other one as well. Okay. So urban and rural different schemes. Okay. So to provide provide the educate financial services or the other benefits to these institutions or a government of India, they basically when they came with some government sponsor scheme towards the housing or infrastructure development. So that is generally run with the help of NHB. Previously, NHB was owned by RBI, but now the 100% stake of NHB belongs to Government of India. So NHB was set up on 9th of July 1888 under the National Housing Bank Act 1987. The National Housing Policy 1988 envisaged the setting up NHB, the apex level institution for housing development in our country. Headquarter of NHB is located in New Delhi. So NHB is the regulator for housing finance companies in India. So it is also it generally work as a regulator for the housing finance companies in India. So NHB is set up by the recommendation of Dr. C. Rangarajan Committee in 1988 and it is fully owned by Government of India. So previously it was owned by RBI, but in 2000 around 20s, so government RBI sell the entire stake in NSB to Government of India. So it is now a fully owned or wholly owned subsidiary of Government of India. Okay, so guys, whenever we talk about the developmental financial institution in our country, so these are the four which is the most important for your examination purpose. Okay, so NABARD is an apex development bank in India, and apart from NABARD, if you talk about the NHB, which generally work toward the housing related project in the country, EXIM to support the export houses, and SIDBI, which generally help or which generally provide adequate credit to the MSME sector, or which generally take care about the credit facilities to these MSMEs so they can have the timely funds and they can do more business, or they can we can have more business setup in the country. Okay, so these are very important one for the examination purpose or for the economic purpose as well. So you need to remember these particular thing in detail as well. So I hope you get an idea about these particular institution. Still, if you have any query related to development financial institution, please do mention in comment section, so I'll resolve your queries. And if you like the video, please do share with your friends so other can also watch it. So thank you for watching this video. Bye bye, have a nice day. Thank you.